Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at Smoke here in Harlem, New York. It's been a stellar 2 years for jazz vocalist Gregory Porter, as he's just released his second Motema Records release, Be Good. And he's celebrating a lot because, one, his last album, Water, was nominated for a Grammy, and he's just taken the world by storm with his tremendous talent as a jazz male vocalist. Tonight we're going to sit down and talk about his brand new album, Be Good, and how he's paired up with legendary record producer Brian Bacchus, as well as talk about the direction of his music and how the Grammy nod has kept his brother real focused as well as humble. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds of Mr. Gregory Porter live here at Smoke here in Harlem, New York. Congratulations on this brand new project, your second. They call it the sophomore jinx coming out the gate.
Well, I'm thankful, you know, for you know, the inspiration that I had for this next album, and I really appreciate the way it's been received here in the U.S. and you know, on radio by the fans but all over the world. That's kind of, I never thought I'd be saying, oh, I appreciate the love it's been getting all over the world, but the reviews all over the world have been really nice.
I noticed also on this recording you wrote a lot of songs on this record, and you as a songwriter, how do you feel segueing from songwriter to vocalist and having the band interpret your song?
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's you know, your songs are an extensions of your life, and you know, I can sing passionately about my mother. I really can, and so there you go. There's Mother's Song. You know, I had a relationship go bad. I can say a little something about that. So there you go. Be Good. You know, the extensions of my emotions are something that I enjoy doing. Music, jazz in particular, allows you to you know, fully open up emotionally, and I think that's what I did on Be Good, and I hope, you know, people can hear that when they get a chance to hear it.
She said the lions are made for kings. does when she dances around my cage and says her name. Be good, be good, be good is her name. I trim my lion's claws and I cut my mane, and I would if I could, but that woman treats me the same. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at in delight. You dare not let them walk around, 'cause they might just bite. Whoa, does she know what she does when she dances around my cage? She dances around my cage.
Tell me about this whole 18-month, 2-year journey, because I mean, Water, when you went overseas, it just took off like a flame.
Yeah.
And it's like you've gone from there, you've done BBC with Jools Holland, you got a Grammy nod, and now you're at this new space in your life right now. Did you ever in a million years think that it would be this immediate?
No, you can't, you know, record your first proper production CD and say, oh, well, oh yeah, I'll get a Grammy nomination for that. And you know, international appreciation, that doesn't happen. Or for me, it doesn't happen that way, because I like to stay grounded and humbled. And so when it did happen, I was just, you know, grateful for it. And even with this project, I'm thankful, you know, that I was able to, you know, extend myself again emotionally, and you know, and people are noticing it, and it's been great. It's surprising in a way, and but I think that's a part of like my mother's, like, you know, training for me. You know, humble yourself and you'll be exalted. Exalt yourself and you'll be debased. So, you know, I'm humbled.
You know, this album, I mean, you're going in different directions. Even tonight you perform Work Song, the Nat Adderley standard, and it's like now you are in a situation now to bring those type of songs to a whole new generation of jazz fans, and also those soul fans who listen to jazz like in the 50s and 60s,
yeah,
with Lou Rawls,
yeah,
and Ernie Andrews.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm trying to pick up a tradition in the music that I remember hearing when I was a kid in the 70s, and it's music that I've listened to over the years, and you know, the similarities that I have, like with an artist like Donny Hathaway or Lou Rawls, is that there's a church seasoning, you know, a strong African American church seasoning that has happened, and I'm singing jazz, but it's peppered with, you know, with a church-born soul, and a little, you know, R&B that was picked up from Soul Train on Saturdays. But you know, I'm just thankful to do this music, and you know, I've just been excited about the new release.
Sweet Indian maiden, since I first met you, I can't forget you. Cherokee, sweetheart, child of the prairie, your heart keeps calling me, my heart is drawing. how I long to hold you in my arms and hold you, sweet Cherokee.
You've been able to straddle between gospel and soul and jazz, like you said earlier. But I'm wondering right now, is your heart and soul, or do you want to really branch out and do maybe a gospel record, or do you really want to do a soul record? Because what I'm seeing right now is I do see you getting ready to go straddle and do all forms of black music.
Yeah. All forms of music, period. But I'm a jazz singer, and you know, if to me, literally, the way I listen to music is I don't say, oh, let me categorize this music. Let me listen to this, and I'll listen to Duke Ellington right after I listen to Donny Hathaway, right after I listen to Marvin Gaye, right after I listen to Joe Williams. You know what I mean? So. I'm just bringing the music together in a way, and it's not a new thing. You know, Leon Thomas did it, Andy Bay did it, Etta Jones did it. You know, so I just want to be, you know, part of that family. I'm not putting myself in that category, but you know, of quality and caliber of performer, but. You know, I want to do what they did.
What does jazz music mean to you?
It means of freedom and freedom of expression, and you know, I see that being like a you know, if we can allow jazz to be the carrier of gospel, blues, soul, folk, you know, that suggests that this music has a freedom to it, and will allow, you know, other styles to be mixed with it. So I you know, if you say jazz, I hear freedom. And for me personally, I needed to have this emotional intensity, and which for me was learned at my mother's knee while sitting in the Church of God in Christ.
Got shall get, then there's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is new. Mama may have, Papa. But God bless the child that's got it all, that's got it all. don't get more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got it all. That's got it all.
This is very important to you because tonight here at Smoke, every Thursday night, music fans from all over the world can come to Harlem and check you out. How did this amalgamation form, and how has it been towards your craft and also to the many music fans that come back to Harlem to hear jazz?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because you know, some of these people even here tonight I've met in the UK. I've met in London or met in Paris or you know, it goes on and on. You know, and then when I'm overseas, I see people over there and they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw you in New York at Smoke. It was so nice to see you in the small club." And you know, I do like the setting, the sound here. I compare, you know, I'm like, if I can get this sound anywhere in the world, I'll be satisfied. So yeah, it's been cool.
City's burning, that ain't right. 1960 what? 1960 who? 1960 what? 1960 who? 19. Great God Almighty, the Motor City's burning, y'all. That ain't right. There was a man, voice of a people, the Rainbow Test. Shots rang out. Yes, it was the sun. It was the only one to fall down, young. Yeah. That ain't right. Then his people scream, ain't no need for sunlight. Ain't no need for sunlight. Ain't no need for moonlight. Ain't no need for moonlight. Ain't no need for street lights. Ain't no need. But it's burning real bright. Some folks say we don't fight, but this here thing just ain't right. 1960 what? 1960 who? 1960 what? 1960 who? 19. Hey! The Motor City's burning. Great God Almighty, it's burning.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Gregory Porter for his time, as well as the staff and management at Smoke. And don't forget, if you're ever in New York City, please support Brother Gregory Porter at Smoke every Sunday, where he does 3 shows. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column, as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
No, you can't keep